Talk about why we're doing these sessions, because it's really important to know why. We can do things and then we don't really know why we're doing them. But at this time, we are anchoring and activating our original template, our original source codes. So as a soul, we all come with an original blueprint, which is our divine human form, our divine human codes, key codes, I call them. And inside, they are existing inside your crystal body, your crystalline body. You have got your source codes. So we have got our codes of source within our crystalline body. And on the outside, we've got our carbon body and our 3D body and our carbon suit, which is very dense. And so what we're doing right now at this time is we are overriding our carbon body and our carbon DNA. And that is made up of, that carries so much trauma. So you've got your inherited ancestral traumas, you've got your imprinted traumas in the cellular memories, you've got your old belief systems of lack and poverty consciousness and suffering. You may have oaths and contracts that you made in other lifetimes that are still playing out that you're trying to release. And it just carries all the lack mentality, also karma, collective karma, and also your own personal karma, childhood trauma, so we're clearing so much in our DNA, and also the collective humanity's fears and their collective consciousness is also programmed into our carbon DNA. So what we're doing with these sessions and all the transmissions I do is we're anchoring the original source codes. So what we're doing is we're activating the crystalline body. The crystalline DNA is coming online. And as the crystalline DNA comes online, we anchor more of our quantum cells into the physical body. So as we clear out the old, we are anchoring this new operating system, which is very sophisticated. It is the harmonic galactic grid, which is really interconnected with the entire cosmos and solar system. So you have access to so much, is based in unity consciousness, and it works at the speed of light. And literally we then can anchor our quantum tools. We will be living in a higher vibration, which means we don't have to go into the suffering. We don't have to be caught up and imprisoned in the 3D matrix. The 3D matrix, as we step into more of our quantum selves, our 3D matrix does not have power over us, and it doesn't control us. We are moving beyond that. So what we're doing every time we do a transmission, we are overriding the current system. We are overriding the carbon DNA and the human form, and we are activating, anchoring the crystalline DNA into your body. What that does, it starts to work at the molecular level, atomic level, subatomic level, and it starts to change the carbon to crystalline, which is why we're working with the crystal technology and why we're working with the DNA. So we are building the bridges of light to our divine human form. And in this lifetime, you will get to be a self-realized master, living as your authentic self. This is the lifetime of all those lifetimes we've come. This is the lifetime where you get to fully anchor and embody your divine human form and live as your authentic self. So the masks will be coming off, the identities will be coming off, and you will live in your authentic suit, naked. This is me, this is how I live. I am free, I'm sovereign, as a sovereign being here on planet Earth, which means you're based in unconditional love, and you're doing this work in the body. So we're not escaping, we're not going somewhere else, we're doing it in the physical body, which means we don't die. As we ascend, we are able to move into our light body and we'll never die. And that is the fifth dimensional consciousness and unity consciousness, that we don't die. And when we let go of the fear of dying, the world, there's such a big fear we have on this earth of dying, in our physical form. But when we understand that we don't actually die, we die many times in this lifetime. We die and we are reborn. We die and we are reborn. When anything is destroyed, something new is born and takes its place. So every time we let go of an old program, it goes back to source and it comes back in a new way, and you take that form back in a new way. So you have that energy coming back to you in a new form. So it's not stuck in the old programming, but it's coming to you in a new way. So that's the rebirth that we go through. Any relationship that you release that is based in 3D consciousness again, you release it, and then a new being can come into your life, on a higher vibration. And this is what we're doing. So as we keep ascending and becoming more of our crystalline form and crystalline body, we are stepping into our quantum selves, which means we are quantum, living in a human vessel, which means we work and operate as a quantum being, which means we think very differently, we operate very differently. We are creators living here on Earth. And if we are creators, we work and we create from the quantum, and we anchor it in the physical. Yeah, so and these are going to help accelerate your ascension. They are very powerful sessions, but they are to help you to become self-realized and really step into this upgraded self-operating system. And the reason why we have this technology now is to help the light workers stay, ahead of the game. We've got to stay ahead of the game and at the brink of the energy that is moving. So, we're constantly tapping into the energy that is flowing, and we stay on top like a surfer, not under it. And humanity is going to go through a big wake up and shake up. And we are holding, as humanity goes through this crazy shake up of their lives and, having to think very differently from 3D to 5D. Many of us have been through that shift. What we are doing is we are balancing the energy. As we move into the higher vibrations, we keep lifting them, and hold that frequency in our body. So we are helping humanity. We are also helping our brothers and sisters, our galactic brothers and sisters, because as we ascend, they ascend. We are quantum, we are cosmic, we are galactic. So as we ascend, they ascend, and we all step into a higher frequency, and we get to experience life in a very, very new way. So this is a life that we get to experience these miracles and live as ascended masters here in the physical on Earth, living as authentic selves. So this is that lifetime, which is why I love transmissions. They literally dissolve trauma in the body, ancestral, karmic, childhood. They literally washes off you. And we've had thousands of lives here. We've had thousands of lives, and the trauma that we're clearing now, thousands and thousands of lifetimes of trauma, we are dissolving and letting go, letting go, letting go. And as we bring these beautiful, pure crystalline tones and crystalline, light beams into your body, you step into love, just pure love. And when pure love is being anchored in the body, you become that, and it's so beautiful. And when you've got love, anchored in the body and your heart is expanding, you're only going to meet people and souls who are operating on that higher vibration, because that's what you're tuning into. And that's what you're going to, meet. And you're going to keep meeting more and more of your soul family from the stars that you decided to come together at this time. But we decided to come together when we are vibrating on these higher frequencies. So I just wanted to, just go through that, because sometimes we can forget why we're doing this work and why it is so important for us to do this work right now, and why we are being given this beautiful technology to work with the higher councils and, anchor these energies into the body. So they are very high frequency. It is important to drink water afterwards and ground. And as Annalise said, they are layered. They are layered. So as we do them every month, we are just building the software system. We are building the crystalline body, and more light is activated and anchored, which means you won't get so triggered by what's happening in the human collective right now. You'll see the news, you won't be triggered by it. It won't touch you, because you're not living in that vibration, and you're not living and aligning with that frequency. So you're in a different timeline. And as you keep going up into your crystalline body, you're in a different timeline. So you'll see what's happening on Earth, but you're not in it. You're not touched by it. You're not experiencing anything by it. You're living in sovereignty, abundance, flow, balance. And through this time, we're learning to, work in a very different way. So in 3D, you plan, you have security, you have, everything is set up, and you know what you're going to be doing in 10 years, in 15 years, in 20 years. As a quantum being, you don't work that way. Like, I don't know what I'm doing in 2 months' time. I had no idea what I was doing. I had a rough idea, but I didn't know how I was going to be working with everyone, in May. a January, I had no idea. So what you do is you read energy, you read and you work with the energy and you create and you stay in flow state. And that's how we're moving into a time of uncertainty. But in the uncertainty, you're always online and you're very creative. And that's how you work with the flow. You work with the current. So imagine a surfer who goes into the ocean and he doesn't know how the current is going to be, but he learns to use his intuition and he learns to ride the waves, and he'll have a great day, you know, on the surfboard, because he's going with the flow and he's listening and he's riding and he's tuning into the waves and the ocean and he's moving with it and he's able to stay on top of the water. That's how we work as quantum beings here through this time. Okay, so it's just good to just connect with why we're doing this, just so that we know, you know, and what we're going to do in the next 2-3 years. Massive shifts, massive. And humanity is going to go through a bit of a shock system. So we've all got to be ready to just hold the light and also just help them wherever we can to move through their processes. So we're stepping into our quantum self. So I wanted to talk about this, that if you are a practitioner, and I've noticed it in my own journey, is you'll have a fade out where, you know, the way you did things before, your clients might start to drop off, or some of your sessions might just start to completely diminish. And what's actually happening is the energy's moved from there. The energy shifted. It's no longer there. And you have to listen to that energy, not panic, not get overwhelmed and think, oh my God, how am I going to earn my money? The energy's moved. So now you have to think you've stepped into more of your quantum self. So now your quantum self is wanting to bring something new through, a new tool, a new, technology that it wants to anchor here on Earth. And then you're listening to that. You've got to listen to that, and then you've got to create from that space, and you've got to move into that space. So not hold on so much to what you have been and what you have done, but you're allowing this new part of you to come online and anchor. So sometimes you will go through this period of nothingness, that you don't know what you're doing, but then something else will replace it because you've made space and you've allowed your quantum self to be anchored. And then you've got to listen and wait for that quantum self to then start to speak to you energetically to create a new model and sharing here on Earth. So you will get fade out if you are a practitioner. Okay, and it's not to worry about that, but to listen to the energy intuitively. So I hope that helped everyone, just to give you an overview of, you know, why we're doing this and where we're at. So today we are going to be working with amethyst. We have worked with many crystals, but amethyst wanted to come through for May. And amethyst is all very calm. I mean, the amethyst was actually my first crystal. I've got a huge one in my healing stones. I can't pick it up. But amethyst is purple in color. It's very calming. It's very peaceful. But it's also very good for your, you know, third eye and your crown. And I feel we've got a lot coming in this year. We've got a lot of information coming in. So we want to get the crown and, you know, third eye open and activated and aligned with what's coming in, because these are the years of innovation and these are the years of new ideas coming to Earth. And we are the ones bringing our ideas to Earth. And every soul is unique. So don't ever look over your shoulder to see what someone else is doing. That's not your divine blueprint. Your blueprint is your own. Your journey is your own. Your creativity is your own. And you are here to anchor your creative expression here on Earth. So it's not to look at others, but to do what you are called to do, what comes through you. And really stay focused. I've never looked outside of myself to see what anyone else is doing. I literally have had tunnel vision, because I know that can be distracting to see, oh, you know, if you start looking at others, you think, oh, they've done so much, and then you feel small. But really, you're here to focus on, okay, what can I create? How can I share my authentic self with the world? How can I bring through my technologies and my sharings to help souls here? And it will start to come through you as you allow yourself to do that.